Yo, picture this. Two guys, same age, same block, same $15,000 sitting in the bank, same $65,000 salary. Basically twins in every way that matters money-wise. One of them slaps solar panels on his roof like he's unlocking a side quest. The other one just keeps paying the utility company every single month like it's a subscription he forgot to cancel. Fast forward 20 years and one of these dudes hasn't gotten a power bill in years, bro. The other one's got a brokerage account that quietly turned into way more money than he ever expected. Nobody saw it coming, not even him. And here's the problem with literally every solar versus grid video on the internet. The solar side comes in yapping about the $0 electric bill like it's some ultimate final boss victory screen. Meanwhile, the stay on the grid side is over here acting like your power bill is just gonna sit there frozen in time for 20 years, not moving, not doing a damn thing. Bro, neither one of these sides is running the real math. Nobody's counting everything. So guess what? We're counting everything. The loan interest that eats your first few years alive. The permit fees and inspection charges that spawn out of nowhere on your invoice like a random damn encounter. The inverter that's quietly dying on a schedule the whole time. The panels losing a little juice every single year. And the number literally nobody wants to calculate honestly. What happens if the guy who skips solar actually invests the difference for 2 decades straight, no cap, no cheating? By the end of this, you're gonna know the real break-even point on solar, why you're just burning cash on your power bill is weaker than it sounds, and exactly which situation makes solar the clutch move versus which one makes it an absolute trap. Meet Ethan and Cole. Ethan and Cole, both 34, both making $65,000 a year, both sitting on $15,000 in savings. Both got the same suburban house, basically copy-pasted lives. Both paying the same $210 a month electric bill, certified fucking twinning. Ethan gets 3 quotes and goes all in on rooftop solar. System costs $28,000 installed. He puts $8,000 down, finances the rest, $20,000, through the solar company's lender at 6.5% over 15 years. Loan payment, $174 a month. He's still paying a $30 minimum grid connection fee because he needs the grid at night and to sell back extra power during the day. Plus, he sets aside $25 a month for maintenance because the inverter is basically guaranteed to die on him eventually. Total monthly outlay for Ethan, $229. Cole does nothing, bro. Absolute zero effort. He just keeps paying his $210 bill like normal, takes the $15,000 he didn't blow on solar panels and dumps it straight into a total market index fund. He even invests the extra $19 a month he's saving compared to Ethan. Doesn't sound like much right now, just wait. On paper, Cole looks like he's barely sacrificing anything. Paying less, same electricity, money still working for him in the market. Looks like the clutch move already. But hold the hell up. The second Ethan signs, he's already cooked. Here's what the solar pays for itself crowd conveniently leaves out of the pitch. Installers quote you the system price, sure, but permits, utility interconnection paperwork, and inspection fees just spawn in like uninvited guests, usually adding another 4 to 7% before the system even gets flipped on. On Ethan's $28,000 system, that's an extra $1,100 to $2,000 he didn't budget for. So his real day one cost isn't $8,000, it's basically $9,500 to $10,000. He got hit with a surprise damn tax before he even turned the lights on. And just like a mortgage, this loan front loads the interest, meaning year 1 is basically Ethan paying to stand still. In month 1 of his $20,000 loan, about $108 of his $174 payment is pure interest. Only $66 is actually chipping away at what he owes. Add the connection fee and the maintenance reserve, and Ethan is out $163 a month with practically nothing to show for it besides the damn lights still turn on. Meanwhile, Cole's over here paying his $210 and getting exactly what he pays for. Nothing more, nothing less. And that whole, "you're throwing money away on your power bill" line everybody loves to say. Bro, in year 1, Ethan's non-equity spending is $163. Cole's is $210. Cole is technically throwing away more. The math flips depending on which year you freeze the picture on, and nobody tells you that shit. Year 3, reality slaps. 3 years in, Ethan has paid roughly $8,244 toward his loan, plus $1,980 in fees, plus $900 in maintenance reserve. That's $11,100 total on top of his original $9,700 cash outlay. And out of all that loan money, only about $2,600 actually went toward the principal. He still got $17,400 left to pay off. Panels have degraded a tiny bit too, running at 98.5% output, and in year 2, a literal squirrel chewed through his wiring like it owed him money, costing him $260 out of the maintenance fund. Nature said, "Not today, bastard." Cole, over those same 3 years, paid about $7,700 total in electric bills, while his $15,000 investment quietly grew to around $20,000. His little monthly contributions tacked on another $750. Cole sitting at roughly $20,750 in total wealth. At year 3, Cole is straight up winning in liquid net worth. He can access his money whenever he wants. Ethan's got a working power system, sure, but he's also carrying debt and an asset he can't just cash out whenever the hell he feels like it. The cost nobody puts in the sales pitch. Resale is not automatic, bro. When Ethan eventually sells the house, appraisers typically only credit 60 to 80% of the system's remaining value toward the sale price, not the full amount. If he's still got $10,000 of loan left when he sells, he might only recover $7,000 to $9,000 in home value for it, and he still has to pay off the rest of the loan at closing. That's rough as hell. Electricity rates don't sit still either, and Ethan's only protected on the part of his usage the system actually covers. Nights, cloudy days, anything above what the panels produce, still billed at whatever the hell the utility feels like charging that year. And maintenance is not just a flat $25 forever like some fantasy. Budget years look like a $40 cleaning. Reality years look like a $2,800 inverter replacement around year 12, or a $1,500 charge to pull the panels off and reset them when the roof needs new shingles at year 15. These costs are basically guaranteed eventually. Skipping the reserve doesn't make them disappear, it just means they ambush you later instead of showing up on schedule. An opportunity cost is the number solar calculators conveniently never show you. That $9,700 Ethan dropped on day 1, gone from the market immediately. At a 10% average annual return over 20 years, that same money would have grown to roughly $65,000 in an index fund. That's not money Ethan lost exactly. It's the alternate timeline he traded away for a paid-off power system. Year 10. By year 10, Ethan's loan balance has dropped to around $11,900. He's chipped away $8,100 in principal with 5 years left to go. His system's now running at 95% output after a decade of slow decay, still covering the bulk of his electricity needs. He spent about $3,200 total on maintenance and repairs, squirrel incident included. Total money out the door over 10 years, down payment, fees, loan payments, maintenance, lands somewhere between $30,000 and $33,000. Cole's been investing since day 1, and his original $15,000 has ballooned to roughly $38,900. His small monthly contributions, which shrank a bit as utility rates crept up and ate into his savings edge, added another $3,400. Cole's total liquid portfolio at year 10, approximately $42,300. Cole's still ahead in liquid net worth, but something's shifting. His utility bill has climbed to about $290 a month, way past Ethan's fixed $174 loan payment. Ethan's biggest expense is locked in for 5 more years. Kohl's isn't locked at all. It's just floating the hell up. Year 20. By year 20, Ethan's solar loan has been paid off for 5 whole years, bro. His only real monthly cost now is the grid connection fee and light maintenance, around $55 to $70 a month, even while everything else in the economy got more expensive. His system's still cranking out about 90% of its original output. Over 20 years total, he spent roughly $6,000 to $8,000 on repairs and the inverter swap. Kohl's portfolio at year 20 has grown to approximately $71,000, assuming he actually kept contributing through every single market dip without flinching. His utility bill, meanwhile, has climbed to around $380 a month. His monthly investing has basically slowed to a crawl because more of his paycheck is getting eaten by the damn power company every year. At year 20, Ethan's system plus the home value bump it adds is worth somewhere in the $12,000 to $16,000 range, on top of 2 decades of barely there power bills. Kohl's $71,000 liquid portfolio is still the bigger number on paper, but Ethan's monthly cost of living on electricity is basically nothing now, while Kohl's paying almost $400 a month with no end date and no asset behind any of it. The part that changes everything. Here's the plot twist that flips the whole grid and invest strategy on its head. It only wins if Kohl actually invests that difference every single month, including the months the market drops 25% and every fiber of his being is screaming to pull it all into cash. Every calculator that shows staying on the grid winning is assuming perfect discipline from the person doing the investing. Bro, nobody has perfect damn discipline. Real life doesn't cooperate with that assumption. Most people just spin the gap. A bonus hits, the account looks healthy, and that extra $19 or $40 a month quietly turns into a nicer dinner instead of landing in a brokerage account. The solar loan, on the other hand, forces the saving through the payment itself, whether Ethan feels like it or not. That forced discipline is worth something no spreadsheet line item can capture, and it's a big reason real solar owners often beat the theoretical numbers. Now for the honest case against solar, because only selling the upside isn't the honest version. The real break-even point is longer than the sales pitch admits. Once you count permit fees, interconnection costs, and those brutal interest-heavy early loan years, solar typically doesn't clearly beat staying on the grid and investing until somewhere around year 8 to 10 in a normal market. Install a system and sell the house in 3 years? There's a real damn chance you came out behind, no cap. Mobility is a real risk too. Ethan's system is bolted to one roof, period. If he moves before it's paid off, he's negotiating buyer appraisals and loan payoff at the exact same time, which sounds like a damn nightmare. Kohl's portfolio is spread across thousands of companies and follows him wherever he goes. And liquidity matters. Ethan can't just sell 10% of his solar panels to cover a car repair. Kohl can sell shares from his phone in under a minute, no stress. So who actually wins? Depends, bro. Not the same answer for everybody. Solar wins clean if you're staying in the home at least 8 to 10 years, if your local electricity rates have a history of climbing faster than inflation, if you can drop a solid chunk of cash up front to cut the interest, and if your roof gets strong, consistent sun. Staying on the grid and investing wins clean if you might move within 5 years, if your local rates are historically flat, if your roof needs replacing soon and would eat all the savings in reinstall costs, or if you genuinely have the discipline to invest the difference every month without fail. Because if you actually do that, the math backs you up completely. Here's the real question though. What if you didn't even pick a side? What if you installed a smaller system that covers like 60% of your usage, paid mostly in cash to dodge most of the interest, and kept investing the rest? That version of the math looks nothing like either damn scenario above.